Mm. Wow. Hope you can hear me. I was having problems with my equipment all the way up to lunchtime. So, right to the very second, couldn't get my camera and my microphone to work. You guys, I don't know if you've ever run Windows 11, but man, Windows 11 sucks. Oh, let's see who all's here today. Hey, let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. We got Bryce in the house. Hi, Bryce. How are you? Thanks for being here. Daisy Lynn Castro. Today's Saturday, I think, here in the Philippines, so Daisy Lynn should be live soon. Don't forget to go over to Daisy Lynn's channel and sign up and listen to that beautiful voice. Yesterday, Daisy Lynn, she put tears in my eyes. So beautiful. Larry Lee is in the house. He's cooking dinner. We'll be with everyone shortly. I hope it's a fine dinner, Larry. And brother Robert is in the house. Hi, Robert. How's it going? Hello to all. Sammy, brother from a different mother. Or is that sister from a different mother? Or shall I just refer to you as being bra and I'll be bro? So you can be bra, I'll be bro, and then we're good to go. See how I made that rhyme? Oh, hey, Sammy, look at this. I thought I would jazz things up a little bit and wear a tie today. How do I look in the tie? Thanks everyone for waiting on me till I was able to get my act together. I hope you hear sound. Let me see. Let me go down here. Do I hear sound? Someone give me a sign. Let's see. Someone give me a sign. No, not that sign. Not the international symbol of love. Oh my gosh, what has gotten into me? What has gotten into me? Hey, Robert says don't forget to hit the like button for Brother Dan. Yes, Brother Dan would certainly appreciate it if you hit that like button. Hey, hi. Minnie says hi. She wants to drop by later and say hi, but I know we got a bunch of exciting things happening around the house. As you know, Minnie's in charge of the operation. So when the workers show up, she's got to go out there and show them what to do. I just woke up a few minutes ago, so I got to take my my usual morning libation. And Larice is here. Hi, Larice. Good morning. Do you have your coffee and donut? You have your coffee and donut there, Larice? Or did you already? You get up early, don't you, Larice? You start hitting the YouTube and the Facebook early, I noticed. Man, oh man, I don't know how you do it. Better Window 10. Yeah. We're going to have to, I don't know how to get rid of this thing. You know, it's like a virus. You know what I mean? That thing just haunts you. Yeah. Robert says positivity and love for all today. Buddha's in the house. Buddha Destiny. How you doing? Man, I'm going to tell you, Buddha, you're going to have to show me how to do those, those live streams where you put the characters, the on the screen over your face, how you distort it. There must be a program out there that does that. Robert says, hello, Laura Reese, the Philippines' most eligible bachelorette. Yes, indeed. And yeah, before we get started, I wanted to share with you, we had a little get together around the house, So Des and Mel showed up and a few other people. I was happy to host them over here at the house. It was kind of interesting, because there's so much going on here. We're digging holes. There's a bridge, as you walk into the house, there's a hole where I'm building a cistern, and so we had to build a bridge over it so people could walk over the top of it. You know, people were asking me, "Hey Dan, what are you building? A swimming pool?" I was laughing. Don't I wish it were a swimming pool? No, it's not a pool. It is a cistern so that the gray water can stay. The gray water can stay on our property, and it can filter down back into the groundwater. But you have to build the filtration system, see, so it's environmentally friendly, and that takes a little bit of engineering genius. And it just so happens that I am not an engineering genius, but I have YouTube and I have Google. So all I have to do is do a Google search and a YouTube search, and boom, it'll show you how to do it. Brah, hello, exactly. Brah. That's this kind of bra. Oh, Buddha, so happy to see you in the live. I know you've dropped by and you've tried to say hello to me a couple of times. I wasn't ignoring you, by the way. Awesome. Could you look? Yeah. See, look at this. So a lot of people see, I just wanted to see if I could still tie a knot, you know, from after years of working and sometimes having to put on the dressier presentation, if you will. And so I just kind of was practicing on it because I saw the tie over here as Minnie was putting some clothes away, and I said, you know, I'm going to try that and see if I can wear a tie and still tie a tie. Yeah, Boot of Destiny is in the house. Oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. Let's see, what are we going to be doing today? Oh yeah, I know I had a subject matter. Oh yeah, health or wealth, wealth or health, or vice versa. Yeah, let's see. Oh, here you go. You got your coffee and your donuts. That's good, Larice. You need that in order to start the day out right. You know, I got mine right here. I may have to go for seconds. Lazy Larry sends his greeting, Daisy Lynn. You're probably listening in the background because Daisy Lynn is very busy. She's got the family. She's got the husband going off to work. She's got to put all that stuff together in the morning, you know, cook breakfast, make the coffee, and all that other stuff. A Filipino's wife's duties is never done. Am I right about that? Yeah. And so what were we going to talk about? Let me see. Oh yeah, health or wealth. All right. So YouTube, a very famous YouTuber, came on and did a video about wealth and health, talking about how $1 million couldn't save his friend's life, you know. And I'm not sure if I got the angle of the story correct, you know, what he was trying to say. You know, sometimes you could deliver a message so clearly to me and I still don't get it. You know what I mean? You have to hit Dan in the head with a 2x4. Where's the 2x4? I got my external speaker here. It's pretty heavy duty, so I suppose I could knock myself in the head. Maybe I'll get what he was trying to say, but I don't know if he was trying to say, I really didn't get it. I don't know if he was trying to say, if you have health issues, stay home because your $1 million is no good here. Or I don't know if he was saying that the healthcare, you know, system here lacks, or no matter what, maybe he was saying that his friend's disease was it was such a horrible thing that nobody could have saved him. Which is a lot different than saying don't come to the Philippines if you have health issues. I couldn't figure out where it was going, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. It's very confusing. Hey, Chrissy Mama, how are you? I wanted to thank you for coming to the live. I truly appreciate you. I just want to lay this out about how I feel about the health and the wealth issue. Because people do have an idea that they can come over here and they could live comfortably in the Philippines from somewhere between $800 and $1,000 per month. And I gotta say, I think you can do it, you know. But it isn't something that can be easily accomplished, I don't think. And the reason why it can't be so easily accomplished is because you got emergencies that are going to crop up, and part of that is going to be your health care. You start getting older, you start increasing the number of times you have to go to your doctor for health maintenance. Maintenance is key to surviving in the Philippines. I think the gentleman had said that in his live stream. That, but he was kind of saying you got to come over here healthy and remain healthy. And if you're already here, then you've got to take preventative health measures. But listen, here's the whole thing. You can do that wherever you are in the world. Preventative health or healthcare is the key to a happy life. I mean, that's where it's always been where I'm coming from. It doesn't matter whether you live in the United States or you live in the UK or you live anywhere in Southeast Asia. It does not matter. You are the one, and only you are the one responsible for taking charge of your health. Now, in years past, when you've come over here to the Philippines, those that live here and those that travel here, you've noticed that you've got Filipinos and Filipinas walking around, and they look like they're in really, really good shape. They have low weight, they've got muscle, they're strong, and the reason why that is because they work hard. They work hard. There is no free ride here in the Philippines. There is no free social service programs like they have in some countries in the West. Yeah. So that's why you have to take. That's why Filipinos are in great shape. It's because they have to work hard, and that working hard usually involves physical labor. And so you have some gluttonous pig coming over here like me, la chi da chi da, Yeah, I worked hard in my life, but I really didn't do. I'm going to be honest. The first half of my life involved a lot of physical labor, and the second half of my working life mostly involved sitting at a desk. So, I mean, sitting there at that desk in front of the computer, I could hear my arteries start to clog with cholesterol, as I was munching down on my French fries. And of course, I always had a cup of coffee in front of me throughout most of the day. Once in a while, somebody would come and give me some work but for the most part, no one really even paid any attention to me. No one even knew that I was alive. Basically, a government job. That's how government services work sometimes. People forget you're there. One reason why they did was because I was the only person in the county that did this specific task, and nobody knew what I did. Therefore, nobody could give me any work to do because they didn't know what kind of work to give me. So I basically made my own work. Listen, it was a dream job, the dream government job. It's kind of like The Office or some television show like that. As a matter of fact, I could probably put it together in a sitcom, because it would be funnier than anything that you'd ever seen on TV. It's funnier than the show The Office. Yeah, because this is how my life would go. The boss would come by, and this is the question that my boss would ask me. My boss would say, "Hey, Dan, you have enough work?" And I'd be looking there. Oh, yeah, I got plenty. And then my boss would walk away. Just wanted to make sure. And then my boss would go and write a report saying Dan has plenty of work, and it would go off to some middle manager. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. This is the way it used to be. This is the way it used to be. So, I mean, but and that definitely is the way it was for at least the last 5 years or 10 years of my working life. So I was lucky. I was lucky. My educational career path kind of went like this. Went like this, and then it leveled out and kind of went straight for 22 years. It just was like that. For some people, their careers, they go like a rocket ship, especially in governmental services. For some reason, they're like the chosen one, and they just launch like a rocket ship. I was not one of the chosen ones, but I had a deal better than that. I just sat there, and then every once in a while, somebody came along, and they asked me, "Hey, Dan, you have enough work?" Oh, yeah, I'd give them the thumbs up. And then I'd make sure that I keep piles and piles of useless paper on the top of my desk to make it look like I was swamped and overwhelmed with work. Yet no one in the entire place knew what I did. Oh, you don't wear a bra. Hey, peace, love, listen. Yeah, no, you think I'm going to ask you, Sammy, you think I'm going to ask you why it is that you don't wear a bra. But, hey, truth be told, I should be wearing one. Because I need one. Yes, thank you. So I'm feeling like I'm feeling like the boss today, So anyway, uh, all right, getting back to the subject at hand. I'm glad I shared this with you. You should know who I am and where I've been and what I've done. You should know about these things. Getting to know me is to love me. Yes. Oh, there you go. No problem, because it's too hot. See, if the weather were better, you'd be wearing one, though, right? Right, Sammy? If the See, that's the reason why I don't wear one. So anyway, the subject at hand. So so if you're from the United States, which this YouTube vlogger is, I'm not going to name him. I really, really enjoy watching his videos, but he is like the best of the best. The information that this vlogger puts out is top notch, except for this. Having health issues when you have a ton of money is not a reason to stay in the West. As a matter of fact, that would be a reason for leaving the West. Because for some reason, if you're caught up in the muck of all the crap that goes on in the West, right? Then what ends up happening is that you start thinking that everything that they deliver to you is the truth. In other words, they could bring you a bucket of crap, and they could say, "Here's some chocolate ice cream, Dan. Enjoy your chocolate ice cream. You deserve it." And you would be sitting there, and your mind would already be convinced that you were eating a bucket of ice cream, but instead, what you're really consuming is cow dung. And so you have to be careful, because people have convinced people in the West, in the United States in particular, that they have the best healthcare system in the world, and they do not. They're not even in the top 10. And trust me, because I just came from there. You have to trust me when I tell you this, especially if you're living in the Philippines, because you don't think. Filipinos, they've got PhilHealth, and most people can't afford to pay the premium for that. And then you have to go to the clinic doctor or the pharmacist yourself after self-diagnosing yourself to get healthcare treatment, and usually that's a better way to go. Hey, honestly, in my own opinion, if I got WebMD, that's all I need. That's the only doctor that I need. You do your own research on your own symptoms. Yeah, it sounds like I might have tuberculosis. I better head down and then you get it verified at the lab by getting your blood checked. But listen, you don't. My initial thought is, not, I better head home to the United States so I can get the best health care in the world, even if I do have $1 million to spend, which I don't. But let's say that I did, right? I wouldn't be thinking about flying back to the United States for healthcare. And the polar opposite, nor would it limit me from leaving the United States. And you see, that's where they keep people trapped into that environment. They convince them that they have the best healthcare in the world, and so they stay there. All right, but what are the facts related to this? Is Dan just spewing his usual garbage, or does he have something to back it up? So I challenge you to go on and do a Google search that says, where are the top best countries, medical destination, particularly, specifically tourism medical destinations in the world. And guess what? I challenge you to find the United States anywhere in the top 10 of anybody's list. I challenge you to find it anywhere in the top 20 of anybody's list. And if you do find it, I will send you Gcash right now, right here and right now. I'll send you 20 pesos to your Gcash account. Oh, you saw the thumbnail. Hey, Minnie did that thumbnail. She was a good sport about it. I have to go find her somewhere. She wants to come in here and say hi. Yes, Larice, Philippines #1 eligible bachelorette. If you get hooked up with Larice, I'm telling you, your life is going to change for the better. Love you, Sammy. Sorry I'm going off. This is an important subject, though. Thanks so much, Daisy Lynn, for always sharing and giving me the thumbs up on my videos. I truly appreciate you. You know that. You know that. Oh, I'm doing very well, Chrissy Mom. It's been a while that I've seen you, but you know, I've been lurking in your live streams and your videos. I've been over in your site lurking, kind of looking around to see what's going on. I got curious one day and I said, you know, I haven't seen Chrissy Mama for a while, so I'm going to go in there and take a look to see what you've been doing. Oh, Robert says very true, Dan. But let's talk about the factoids, Robert. Let's talk about the factoids. And so, well, first, let's talk about that thumbnail since Buddha brought it up. The thumbnail was about whether wealth or health or a combination of the two would keep you from coming from the Philippines. And obviously, my idea that's going through my head is, why should it? Why should it? If you have the means in order to provide your health care, then why would you stay in the United States and do it there? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, you can go to the website medicaltourism.com. Easy one to remember, medicaltourism.com. And this is where this comes from, this information. Now, you guys are going to laugh. I know you're going to laugh when I start telling you what the #1 tourist destination in the world is, right? It is Canada. Yay! Why is it Canada? Because the Americans are flocking over the border to Canada for the healthcare because it sucks in America. You know, it's too expensive. And quite frankly, it makes me nervous to have any type of procedure done in the United States. Those people there can be really off base on their recommendations of what they need in order to make you well. For example, I'm just going to give you one example, and you can go and prove me out if you choose. But you go do your research, you'll find out. Having stents put in to control blood flow. All right, when having a stent put in, having that problem of clogged artery could be resolved through medication, as well as it could through the application of a stent. All right, so those things should be revealed to you if you're getting health care. So you go to some other countries, and they fix things like they fix a car, you know, like they fix a motor. They start at the lowest. They start at the very basic stuff, right? They go and they say, let's check the battery, let's check the fuel, make sure we have fuel. Let's check the, you know. They start at the bottom of the vehicle and they start working their way up towards the top, and then they resolve the issue at the lowest level and the cheapest cost that they could resolve that issue. That's not the way healthcare works in the United States. See, but it works that way here in the Philippines. They say, okay, let's fix you. Let's go do the blood test. Let's go do the x-ray. Let's go do this. And then we'll find out what it could be. Larice, appreciate you being here. So Canada Canada is right next to the United States. If the United States had one of the best healthcare systems in the world, why would people be flocking over to Canada to get healthcare? You know, why would 14 million Americans every year be heading over there? Tell me why? How many guesses do you need? You know, they just absolutely won't put their lives in the hands of, the American medical system. And now it's even getting worse. It's getting worse because, we need more doctors. We need more nurses. Thank God that they're starting to issue visas, work visas for Filipinos again to head over to the United States and start practicing nursing and doctoring and the like. But you don't want, here's the, it has to be a balanced approach, right? Because you need that balance, because you can't brain drain the Philippines. That wouldn't be right. Brain drain of the Philippines ain't a good thing. You need doctors and nurses here in the Philippines as well. I think that may be why they limited visas in the past, but now it's wide open. And so if you're a nurse and if you already passed the California, New York, whatever it is, nursing exam, you probably are going to be on your way to the United States soon. I have a friend here who's Filipino who's now on the way to the United States. In fact, they're most likely already there because they got the visa, they got it in short order, and no problem whatsoever. They are a registered nurse, and now they'll be working in the United States making money. Oh, by the way, this is an attack against the people. Yeah, the people that work in the healthcare in the United States, in particular in the West, they're great people. They know what they're doing. The problem is the system of things. It's managed healthcare. Managed healthcare means that you have insurance companies and people involved telling you how to conduct your business. Oh, honey, come on over here and say hello. Say hi. Here's Minnie joining us. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for doing that. That nursing.
Hey, we have 6 people working.
What? 6? Yeah, I told you there were going to be a lot of people here today.
You don't open this noise because it's banging.
No, it's okay. I got my my special microphone. What's it called? Condenser mic up and running. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Des. Des was here at the house. Oh, Shaylin Reese is here. Hi, Shaylin. Thanks for coming to the live. Des, good morning. It was nice having you and Mel over here at the house yesterday. We really had a lot of fun. Thanks so much. We'll do it again for sure. We'll do it again. Mine paid better. Yeah, it's a weird thing. You get wrapped up in the whole money thing. That's what's so strange about it. What's so strange about it is they pay me probably about 3 times as much money as I was probably worth. And if I were to go and I say that to a coworker saying, hey, they're paying you 3 times as much money as you're worth, they would go, hey, I deserve 3 times more money than what I'm getting paid. Listen, the fact of the matter is it's economy of scale. You wouldn't be able to live in California at all on any less of the money that I was making in governmental service. In other words, they're paying because they know that, they're relying upon guys like me and women like me people like me in order to sustain the economy, keep the economy going. And California, where I came from, is a very, very expensive place to live. So ending up one of the reasons for coming here, it could have been any place. I mean, I just happened to be married to a Filipina, but I could have lived any place, I could have lived anywhere where the cost of living was cheaper, and I would have had a fine retirement, just like I am now. It could have been Costa Rica, Panama, Nicaragua, Colombia, Argentina. It could have been Spain. It could have been Italy. It could have been any place else in the world that is not crazy, where it doesn't have a crazy economy, is where we could have settled. It could be Thailand. It could be anywhere in Southeast Asia. Thank God it's the Philippines. Hi, Larry. Daisy Lynn says, hey, she has taken note that you were in the stream. Okay, so let's talk about this again. Let me not reframe it, but let me reiterate what the conversation is about, right? Would healthcare or wealth keep you from traveling to the Philippines or Southeast Asia? Would wealth or health keep you from coming here, and the reasons why? That's what the conversation is really about, right? Number 2 on my list of places for medical tourism, the top 10 that come from medicaltourism.com, is Singapore. Singapore is number 2. Number 3 is Japan. Now, here we're talking globally. It could be anybody in the world, right? This top 10 list is probably derived by surveying people that are traveling, their ages, and what the purpose of travel is for. And so they developed this list by asking people, what are you here for? Oh, I'm here for to get medical treatment. Number 4 is Spain. Number 5 is the UK. The UK has one of the best medical care delivery systems in the world. That might surprise some people, but it is absolutely the truth. But they have their own set of issues, like, for example, how long it takes to get an appointment and those types of things. UK is number 5. Number 6 is Dubai. Number 7 is Costa Rica. Now, why wouldn't you want to be a doctor in a beautiful island setting, or a beautiful setting such as Costa Rica? If I'm a doctor or I play one on TV, Costa Rica is where I'm heading, because I get the best of both worlds. I get to treat the Westerners that live in Costa Rica along with the locals. I get to do that in the daytime, and at the nighttime, I get to go to my nearest white sandy beach and hang around, drinking umbrella drinks all day. It would be like I'm retired, right? Number 6 is Dubai. Number 7 is Costa Rica. Number 8 is Israel. Number 9 is Abu Dhabi. And number 10 is India. Number 10 is India. So, folks, where was the United States listed in that top 10? That's what I'm saying. So listen, so I think the premise of this YouTube vlogger story was, if you had $1 million and the $1 million couldn't save you, the $1 million, it's not going to be able to save you no matter where you live in the entire world. That's my whole point. The $1 million might go further in some nations than it will go others. But if you're suffering from something like, and you have $1 million, then you could live anywhere that you want in the world and get medical treatment. But if your medical ailment is so serious that you can't be fixed, then why are you going to sit in a country like the United States and wait to die? When you could be out there seeing the world, Let's say, for example, you had, I don't know, some type of cancer. Now, let's say you had a cancer that they couldn't save you, but it doesn't progress quickly, or it's being controlled by medication. Money is not an issue for you. Well, then you would be getting on a plane, right? And you would be heading to see all the different places in the world that you could possibly see before you meet your maker. You see, that's what I would be doing. I should have worded it that way. That is what I would be doing. In other words, perhaps that is what I'm doing. See, so the whole thing is, you wouldn't be waiting there in a hospital bed in the United States waiting to die. But people do it. People do it every day. See? No. I'd be headed to the Philippines if I had $1 million in my pocket. I'd be headed to the Philippines. And if I needed medical care, then I would be heading and I wanted to be in the Philippines, I'd be headed for St. Luke's, Robert, or I'd be headed to one of the hospitals, one of the top 4 or 5 medical centers that deal in the type of cancer I had. I'd be there either I'd be here in the Philippines, or I'd be over in Thailand. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about medical care in Southeast Asia. Yeah, we're all going to meet our demise. Why do people keep acting as though they're going to live forever? Larice, tell me, why do people act that way? Why do they act as though they're going to live forever? You know, I could go out on the main highway over here, Division Road, and I could meet my maker right then and there by getting run over by a crazy jeepney driver. You know, or I'm so senile that I walk into the middle of the street, you know, and I get run over by a trike. It doesn't matter how I meet my demise. My end is going to happen. So now, knowing this, right? Knowing this, do you want to be in some hospital bed in the United States or anywhere in the world waiting for it to happen? Let me see. I'd be lying there. Let me see. I'd be looking at the calendar, marking off another day. Another day gone by. I wonder how much time I have left. Another day gone by. I wonder how much time I have left. No, you wouldn't be doing that. I mean, I wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be doing that. But, you know, but I wouldn't be doing that. See, if I could get up out of that bed, I would be traveling around the world, especially if money was no object. So Leonard Lunn is in the house from Houston, Texas. Hey, Leonard, Mel said to say hi to you. Is she in the, I don't see her in the live yet, but anyway, Mel said to say hello. She was over here at the house the other day. Her and Des came over and we had a good time. We did some karaoke. We threw back a few 40 ounces. We ate some good food. And, well, yeah, see, I don't wear a bra. Yeah, probably very few people, Des, wear a bra when they're, especially if they're cooking over a hot stove, you know, and they're inside their house. You know, you're probably not wearing. I'm not wearing one. I'm wearing a tie today though because I need to classy the joint up a bit. You know that I could sink to the lowest of the lows, you know, and so I decided, oh, you know what? Maybe they won't notice, and maybe they won't notice how low Dan can go if I wear a tie. They'll be distracted by the tie. Anyway, so now, neither money, you know, neither health, neither wealth or health could keep me from the Philippines. So, but that is the reasoning for a lot of people, you know, for not coming here. Let's see what Larry says. Thinking about doing a live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. New York time, 7 a.m. Filipino time. I'll do my best to be there. I'm usually up out of bed pretty early in the morning, as you can imagine, because it gets dark early here. You know, so if I don't have, if it's quiet and everybody has settled down, I'll usually hit the sack early. But yeah, you should do a live stream, definitely. So, okay, let's move away from that because I think I've driven that point home that the United States isn't in the top 10 or not even in the top 20 of healthcare delivery, right, systems. Okay, but let's talk about who are in the top 5 in Southeast Asia, and this comes from the website globalprotectivesolutions.com. And I think this website is a medical tourism website. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't explored the whole thing. I was just grabbing the statistics because you know how I am. There's statistics and then there's damn statistics and the rest of it, right? Leonard says hi, Daisy Lynn. A big hug and a kiss for you. Dodger Blue, how's it going? Dodger Blue's in the house. Took me a minute to see Dodger Blue. Let's talk about Southeast Asia because you guys have seen some stories lately. Or maybe you haven't, but I could tell you about them. and that is that it talks about Thailand and the Philippines moving up the food chain, in terms of medical tourism. And so what they're talking about in terms of the Philippines, they're talking about hospitals that are in Manila and hospitals that are in Cebu. And so I'm lucky enough that I just happen to be near Cebu. And so Minnie and I have been talking about going back and forth between the province here in Bye Bye City Leyte and then enjoying the city life in Cebu. I don't know if or when that will happen, but that's an idea that we've been tossing around. I'm sure that by watching the live streams, you folks know that I want to do it myself. And so it's just a matter of logistics. Right now, we have a bunch of stuff going on here at the house in Bye Bye City, and we have to work on some construction projects that are going on. I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but I built a new septic tank and outdoor kitchen and a CR for guests. So for guests and for us to use in the event as a backup system in case my main septic system fails. So I was gonna tackle that septic system issue head on, but I decided that a better way of doing it, groundwater may be getting into that system, and that may be what's causing my system become full. But I think it's easy to mitigate that, right? Because you just have to control the flow of water. Otherwise, you're good to go. You have to filter it, and control it, as it may kind of like make an economy leaching system for it, right? So what I decided to do was just build a second tank in the front of the house here, and then while I was at it, I added another CR and then a dirty kitchen or an outdoor kitchen, and that way, I wouldn't be wasting space. I could utilize it to the max. So I hope this idea, it looks good. It looks good. I'm very happy with the work. Oh yeah, Gorilla Glue for dental work. Yeah, that's right, Robert. No. Robert, there's a kit that you can buy on Amazon, and you can do most things with it. You just have to figure it out. You have to be a little bit intelligent and intuitive, and you'll be able to figure out how to utilize that kit in order to solve any dental problem that you could possibly come across, with the exception of pulling a tooth because you have a root canal problem or something like that. But I'm sure you could even figure that out. But I would not advise attempting that part of it. Yeah. But I have been known to call dentists charlatans in the past. I don't think they appreciated that. I actually got kicked out. I got kicked out of a dental office one time for saying that. Saying, well, listen, there isn't a reason why you should have to make the tooth look pretty, is there? I mean, So anyway. Oh my goodness gracious, where was I? Oh yeah, top five in Southeast Asia. That's what these numbers came from. Were globalprotectivesolutions.com. Check it out. Number one, of course, is going to be Thailand. They know how to do it better, and they know how to do it cheaper than any place else in the world, right? Hey Jason, how's it going? It was nice seeing you yesterday. We had a lot of fun, man. You guys, what is it with you, man? You can sing. Filipinos can sing. Yeah. And so Jason, he did a couple of numbers for us, as well as his wife. Mel's here. Mel, how's it going? Mel, I'm telling you, I got to get into your live streams more often. You belted them out. Man, you have a beautiful voice. Absolutely beautiful. So I think that if you just sang in every live stream, you're gonna get subscribers and viewers and everything, so quickly. Oh yeah. So the question, well, I think what I was talking about is I was talking about this whole medical thing, and whether health or wealth would keep you out of the Philippines. I'm saying there isn't really a good reason for it. unless you were on your deathbed. You see, unless you're on your deathbed, of course you can't travel. But if you're mobile and you have means, meaning you have money, then there's no reason to stay in the United States for health care. And so you guys will have to throw this recording back at me one time, this video, if all of a sudden Dan disappears and I end up having to go back to the United States because I need healthcare treatment. You know, but when they're providing quadruple bypass surgery here in the Philippines and cancer treatment, some of the best in the world, as long as they're providing that and they're providing it for under 25K, 25,000 American dollars, I'm good to go. There would be no reason to go back to the United States for help. I pay and maintain the insurance in the United States because I have to. It is not because I want to, So since Obamacare, it's gone to hell. That's another conversation. No, really, that's the same one, Eddie. Quite frankly, thanks for being here, Eddie. No, that's really the same conversation. We seem like we're a lost puppy, and we just are looking for our home as far as healthcare is concerned. Let's see, no hangovers for Dan. No, not for me. Nope, I woke up just fine, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, Mel. Mel, that was very revealing. Well, yeah, that you're right, Des. Hey, you're absolutely right about that. When you're comparing the U.S. to the Philippines, when you're making that direct comparison, right? You're going to find that if you look for the list online, right, you're going to find the United States being at number 34 or number 35, and then you'll find the Philippines way below that someplace. Okay, so let's see. No, that I accept. Yeah. So if you were Filipino, I guess that's a good point, right, Des? And you had the means to, you might travel to the United States for some healthcare treatment, but you wouldn't need to because we've got 5 places for you to go in Southeast Asia, so that if you had the means, you would be able to seek the healthcare out. The means money, right? We're talking about $1 million. We're actually not talking about $1 million. We're talking about $1 million in local money. And so but in the United States, you'd be talking about $1 million in dollars because healthcare is so expensive. So, okay, number 1's Thailand. Number 2 is Singapore. Number 3 is India. Number 4 is Malaysia. And number 5 is South Korea. So you tell me if you have any issues with those countries in terms of places to go that might be able to provide better healthcare delivery than what you're receiving here in the Philippines or anywhere else in the world for that matter. Dodger Blue says hi, Mel. And Eddie says, hey, Robert. Mel. Chrissy Mama. So I think what it is so because they drill this into us when we're in the United States, first of all, they don't want us leaving and taking our money away. If you earn the money in the United States, the U.S. wants you to stay there and not spend it, not throw it around in other parts of the world. So this is why a global economy is an important thing for some, is because it's about control. They can control you, and you're not so mobile if everything is the same. If they have the same economic status, you're able to make the same amount of money no matter where you live in the world, then you'll travel. You won't travel around seeking a better life, you see, and that equates to social control. See. Oh, okay. So yeah. So the story is, so what am I doing? I haven't had to do anything because I haven't been sick. So, but basically because Minnie is from here, I get to ride on her PhilHealth. So that won't pay for everything, but that'll get you through the front door of the hospital. And so Minnie and I next week, one of the things we have to do is go down to the PhilHealth office. It's right up the street from where we live, and we both have to sign up. And that gets you in the front door of either a private or a public hospital. Of course, I would be going to a private hospital, and I most likely would be going to one close within a 3 hours journey from here, which is located in Cebu. So you can also buy insurance from Pacific Cross. It's a very, very basic peso insurance plan that'll give you backup. It'll give you backup insurance in case something goes upside down. It turns out to be a more serious than not situation that you have to deal with. And so healthcare is relatively inexpensive in terms of insurance premiums. For example, you could probably end up getting a 50 or a $500,000 500,000 peso plan or less, a little bit less most likely, from Pacific Cross, and it'll probably run you between $1,500 and $3,000 a year. That's a far cry, a long way away from what health insurance would cost you in the United States. However, here's the difference in what I'm saying. In fairness to everyone here, right? If you got free health insurance in the United States under one of the programs, you're a vet, you're disabled, the states provides a sharing opportunity, then I most likely would stay, depending on what type of a healthcare situation I'm in. So that would be the reason to stay in the United States and participate in the healthcare program if it were free to you. But if it costs you money, like it does for me and most people, and I came to a different country like Thailand or the Philippines, then I'm self-insuring, which means that I have at least $25,000 set aside for medical emergencies. How did they get to the number $25,000? Right, get to the number $25,000 because you're going to look at the most serious and the most common issues that could arise medically speaking for expats. And you price out what the cost for medical care is for that ailment or those ailments. And then you decide, okay, cancer treatment from beginning to end is going to cost $25,000. Open heart surgery, quadruple bypass is $25,000. You see, and so you said that's how I came to the conclusion I needed at least $25,000 set aside for healthcare. But it's not keeping me from traveling to the Philippines or anywhere else in the world. That's the whole point. The whole point is that yes, there are going to be some situations where you can't travel. You can't travel due to these issues that I brought up. But then the United States, for some other issues, for example, and also the treatment plans are different. The way they approach things in the United States versus the way they approach things in other countries, where everything has to be, go through medical trials and all this stuff and all this. And yet there's a quicker approval process in other countries. Why other countries come here to get the approval to be able to treat certain things certain ways in this country is because the money is here in the United States. You see, the money is here. And so if they want the money, then they have to get approval through the FDA and all these other agencies in order to treat a certain condition a certain way. But folks, let's just talk about something like breast cancer for a second, as an example. The way they treat breast cancer in the United States is way different than they treat it in other parts of the world. All you do is Google this, and you're going to discover what I'm saying, which also means it costs less in order to treat the disease in other parts of the world as it does here in the United States. All right. Prostate cancer. All right, let's talk about prostate cancer for a moment. Same holds true for prostate cancer. The approach is different here than it is in other parts of the world, and there's pressure on the United States to knock it off, right? In a lot of cases, A lot of cases, prostate cancer is you'll have a very, very slow growth cancer that by the time it reaches a stage in which you need to do something about it, you've aged out and you're probably already 6 feet under. And so now the pressure from the global medical community and also locally, has forced doctors to change the recommendations for how they treat prostate cancer and prostate health. Just want to give you that example. If you go to other parts of the world, they have some very, very innovative ways of dealing with that disease. Yes, you have nothing if you don't have your health. Yes, but the point is, but you're sick no matter where you're living in anywhere in the world. That's the point I'm trying to make. You could poo-poo it if you'd like. It's okay. I'm just sharing my opinion. But the whole thing is that if you're unhealthy in the United States, you're unhealthy in the Philippines. See, don't kid yourself that you have everlasting life. I'm talking about no. What I mean is some of us may have everlasting life. All depends on your religious belief. So I didn't mean to say that. I take that back. What I'm talking about is don't kid yourself that you're never going to be leaving this physical body. You are. It's just a matter of time. People don't like it thrown in their face. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. You are going to die. 100% guaranteed you are going to die. Now the question is, do you want to die in the United States in your little hospital bed? Oh, I'm going to die. If you can get up out of the bed and you can head over and start enjoying what time you have left by traveling around the world, and if you have the means. See, that's what we were talking about. Of course, if you don't have the means, you don't have the means. You see, if you don't have the money to be able to do it, you don't have the money to be able to do it. We're talking about if you had a health issue, but you're able to travel and you have the means in order to take care of your health care. I'm talking about you could travel to Costa Rica, you could travel to Nicaragua, you could go to the Philippines. If you go to those countries, you would have no problem paying for health care. Then what I'm saying is go. So if I wasn't clear enough on that point, that's what I'm trying to communicate to you today. You would go and enjoy your life. You would go and enjoy it the way that you want to enjoy it. You see, but if you don't have the means to do it, then you don't have the means. I mean, and that's one of the things. So that's why the title of this live stream is Wealth or Health, Health or Wealth. See, because which one keeps you from traveling to the Philippines? But the main point of this live stream is to share with you. Don't become a prisoner of the mind. Do not become a prisoner of your own mind, because that's how most of us get trapped. We go ahead and we start. But Americans are going over there. We don't have universal health care here, Robert. So why are 14 million Americans going to Canada for their health care needs? They still have to pay for it. So these are 14 million Americans that have the means of accessing health care in Canada. So I think that one thing we have to be careful of, Robert, that you just helped me to think about is that you have a lot of people that are going over to Canada so they can bring back prescription drugs. And so this statistics may include those people that go over there so they can bring back medical drugs that they need that are way too expensive to buy here in the United States. Because they monetize healthcare. It's not about your health. It is, but it's about making money first. And so as otherwise, if it were truly about caring for you and getting you better, would it not be free? If it were truly about the love we have for the human being and the human condition, our fellow man and our fellow woman, then why would they make you pay $7 or $8 or $1,000 for a certain chemotherapy drug that you need in order to survive every month? And besides that, why aren't you making the decision to die? because that would be a reasonable conclusion to come to. Oh, this is just too expensive. I'm not going to buy it. I'm just going to die. You have the choice, you see, but no. The United States convinces you that you have everlasting life. No. I apologize. I'm not saying. Sorry. I don't know why I keep saying that. You may, in fact, depending on your religious perspective, have everlasting life. I'm talking about the physical leaving of the body. Yeah, the thing that no one ever wants to talk about for some reason. Yeah, because it scares them and they're afraid. Yeah, because you've been made to be afraid of death. Uh-oh, you better get your cancer treatment, or you're going to die. Doctor, how long will this prolong my life? 5 years. Doctor, what is my life expectancy without the drug? 5 years. Go research this. You're going to find out that I'm speaking the truth. See, they'll have you spend $1,000 a month on some chemotherapy drug. Your life expectation is only 5 years by taking the drug. But if you let the cancer spread, your life expectancy is only 5 years. So you'll die poor, a lot poorer. It doesn't matter if you spend the money on drugs. You're not thinking that some miracle will happen. You'll end up living forever. Let's see, Robert, I'm trying to fix my financial. Yeah. See, so, but Larry, we really appreciate you because you've been transparent about explaining your story. Everybody can relate to the way you explain things about how we've made financial mistakes, and so have I. And the truth of the matter is I would be in the same situation if not for just pure dumb luck. Nothing that I did, myself changed my financial situation except for the success I had in the real estate market. You see? So it was purely by accident. It was purely dumb luck. I didn't do anything. I just waited and then made a ton of money. How can you possibly not like me for that? That's the American dream. You just hang out for a little while and then one day you become rich. Oh, well, rich is relative, right? Rich is what relative. In other words, I'm only rich here in the Philippines. So anyway, I'm not anywhere else in the world. But anyway, that brings me to the whole point. The whole point is, would you rather be sitting at home worrying about, writing that mortgage payment or that rent check every month, or would you rather be on a beach, on a white sandy beach in the Philippines, sipping on some umbrella drink, an umbrella drink of your choice? See? And so basically that's what I'm talking about. It's all up to you. Robert, good morning from Jason. Jason was here in the house the other day, man. He's got a great voice. I'm telling you. I think a lot of Filipinos, they just when they're little, they just start singing. Yeah. So right, you gotta get certain things done. Especially if they're not costing you any money, that's the whole thing. If the government's paying for it, then away you go. If you have $25,000 co-pays, hey, I might be in the Philippines getting the surgery done and giving them $25,000. They could use the money, Robert. They could use the money. Okay, a Healthwise Mind is office. They tried to close for a year with medicine, but surgery was what was needed. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So that's giving me hope, that they're going back to testing out preventative methods or medications to see if that'll improve your condition first. That's the way we repair cars. We look for the least expensive and easiest to deal with problem with the car, and then we move forward. Yeah, it's fully covered by insurance, right? That would be a reason to stay in the United States until it's all taken care of. As I pointed out, free is free. You know what I mean? If it's going to be covered by insurance. And so that would be the other reason that would drive you back to the United States if you had a serious condition, you know. But here's the problem with it, right? Here's the problem with this idea. So let's say that Dan's arteries are clogging up. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I've been eating too much rice, too much pork, too much fatty foods. So let's say that the arteries are clogging up, right? I need to go back to the United States because they determined that I need quadruple bypass surgery. It's surgery that Medicare will pay for, right? Well, it's not 100% free for most of us. It's an 80-20 plan. It works just like any other insurance. There are co-pays associated with it. So open heart surgery, let's say that it costs you $350,000 or $400,000. You're on the hook for the co-payment. See, now what you have to decide is that co-payment $25,000? Is a co-payment going to cost you $100,000? See, one of the reasons another reason for selling the house and moving is that they will take your home. And a lot of people don't know this. They will come in and take your home away from you to pay the co-payment that you owe the government. They'll come in and they'll seize your assets. That's another reason, depending on what you're suffering from, you don't want to go back to the United States to have surgery, because you're gonna get stuck with the co-payment. You're gonna get stuck having to pay it unless you purchase a health advantage or supplemental plan, which is going to cost you a bunch of money. It's going to cost you $300 a month, sometimes more, sometimes less, for health advantage insurance in the United States. So we'll supplement that Medicare. Minnie says hi, Larry Lee. Minnie Mouse. So you see what I'm getting at? In other words, there's certain reasons that you wouldn't want to fool yourself, are reasons enough not to travel, you know, and not to travel to the Philippines. It's the fear. The biggest one is the fear the United States is instilling in you and convincing you that they have the premier #1 healthcare delivery system in the entire world. And they are not even close to having that. They're not in the top 10. They're not in the top 20. They're not even in the top 30. And the reason is, in my opinion, is because they monetize everything. So the whole thing, you're welcome. The whole thing is that you can't let that, you have to decide what your own situation is, and you just can't make a blanket statement, you know, that $1 million could not save the person's life. You know, $10 million may not be able to save your life. You know, $50 million may not be able to save your life. Are you following what I'm saying? in other words, in the case that you know that $50 million or $1 million is not going to be able to save your life, then what's keeping you from coming over to the Philippines? That's the point that I was trying to make. You know, I hope that I have articulated this enough, you know, and I certainly hope that if you're in this situation, you know, it's not the thing that's keeping you from traveling over here. Now, of course, if the person that says it's because the healthcare system is poor over here, then I'm going to address that, you know. But that's not what this particular YouTuber was talking about. He wasn't saying the Philippines has a lousy healthcare program. He was saying, oh, if you have a serious health problem, you probably shouldn't come over to the Philippines. And I said, oh, it's all a matter of perspective. You know, you have to be careful when you're making blanket statements like that. There's some reasons where you'd want to get out and travel all over the world before you meet your demise, because let's say that somebody came up to you and said, "Oh, you have breast cancer. You only have there's nothing we can do to save you. You're you're going to be dead within 5 years." Would you not get on a plane and do all the things that you wanted to do in your life before you left this planet, this physical life? Let's see, Dan, what do you know about having life insurance policy from the USA and living abroad in the Philippines? Do they drop you or raise the rate? Life insurance, it depends on what kind of a policy it is. If it's a regular term policy, then they probably, it's subjected to rate increases anyway. If it's a whole life policy, I don't believe they can cancel it. I think they're locked in. As long as you're paying the premium, it doesn't matter where in the world that you live. Larice is hanging in there with us. Larice, the Philippines' most eligible bachelorette. Even though I hear that she might be off the market soon, but she's not commenting on it. She's not giving any hints whatsoever. She hasn't even told me, Dan, mind your own business. Nothing. I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing from Larice. I've been teasing her online about it, and nothing. I got nothing. Yeah, Chrissy Mama. Maybe Chrissy Mama's in the BG. And Buddha's still here listening. Jess, I wish money, wasn't an issue. Yeah, money is always going to be an issue. And of course, what we were talking about here, Buddha, and I know you got this, is that we were talking about, if you have the means. We weren't talking about taking off willy-nilly without not having a game plan about how you're going to mitigate your health issues. Of course, I have, when you're 65, you have health issues. I'm here, but I don't have serious health issues. See, of course, that's going to come into play. Yeah, it's a bucket list. But we all have a bucket list, and unfortunately, in order to complete this bucket list, sometimes it involves having some money in your pocket. Moving to North Carolina, Asheville Mountains. And yes, if I want a man, I'd go to the Philippines ASAP. Yes, and they would love to have you there. Well, but they will be. Things are changing here, Buddha. So, you go in and pay attention. You probably already do it, but just a reminder: go in there and check Jennifer Terry, TERI's website frequently for the changes that are taking place in the Philippines as far as mask wearing and all those different things, and the vaccine is concerned. She is claiming or saying in her website that there's some airlines that will take you unvaxxed, and then once you arrive in the Philippines, they have a program for unvaxxed. But you have to go into Jennifer Terry. She's the expert on all that stuff. I love Jennifer Terry's YouTube vlogs for information. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Daisy Lynn. Aren't you about ready to go live pretty soon? How long have I been on anyway? Oh man, I'm over the hour mark. Larice, thanks so much. We got to get you hooked up with a man, Larice. I hope that happens soon. Oh, well, at the very least, that's one of the top couple of reasons for coming here. You just sit here and people watch. I do it every day downtown. I'm just sitting there in the Dunkin' Donuts having my coffee and donut and my Bavarian cream. And then I'll be sitting there drinking my coffee and then facing the window, and these women will come by. They just keep coming by. And of course, they're staring because they know all the expats hang out there. And so they stare, they look in the window, and they're like checking things out. Of course, most of the time, Minnie is with me. And as soon as they see Minnie, they turn real fast. There's no harm in looking, there's no harm at checking things out. For real money, no option at all. Yeah, so of course, Robert and you, Buddha, you were given the primary reasons why you wouldn't take the chance on moving there. You see that you're given the reasons. One's no money, two is no honey, and three is uh, health issues that need to be resolved for free in the United States. That's number three. But for me, it wouldn't work that way. See, let's say that I need to go and I need to have. Robert, for example, is in a fairly. He's in a great situation. It's earned, by the way. So Robert served his country. Robert gets to reap the benefits of serving his country. And so one of those benefits is that we're going to pay for some of your health care needs. All right. And so that's the benefit of you serving your country in the armed forces. I wear a sports bra. Oh yeah. See, I think that if I were gonna do it at all, I would get a sports bra. Because I need to hold everything. As a matter of fact, I have one. I have one somewhere. Yeah. So very comfortable, and then I don't like my nipples to be showing. Most of you in the live, that. Everything starts to droop. It starts to droop when you start getting older. I think that's gravity. It's kind of like preparing you, pulling your body parts into the ground. In some cases, it's a great thing. In other cases, it's not so great. Up here, up top, this would be one reason why you'd want to wear some kind of a support bra of some kind. Let's see. They trip in no bra. Yeah, really. I'm telling you. Yeah, they call it a bro, right? Isn't that a Seinfeld episode? Yeah, I believe so. Yes, Larice. When Leonard gets there, he's saying coffee and donuts is on. He's going to cover that. By the way, I understand that Larice. I've been checking up on Larice, right? I apologize, Larice, but you live in an area that's easily accessible, right? Aren't you in Cavite or Manila or someplace like that? So I didn't know that. Had I known that when I was in Manila, I would have made an attempt to. My wife and I, when we were there meeting with Pinky Gray, we would have made an attempt to hang out with Larice. We would have invited Larice to go shopping with us or something. Yeah. But I didn't know, I didn't know. And then I also found out Pacquiao Mearns is in Cebu, and I messed up there. But listen, there's no worries because I will be there again. I will be there again, and then we're going to be able to get together. Yeah, you could buy me a cup of coffee. As a matter of fact, I have a feeling that we will be able to get together one day there, Leonard. I just have this sixth sense, that's telling me that it's going to happen. Yeah. Nope, have not. Have you met? No. Yeah, that's right. So, but they're getting smart. They're getting really smart here, Larry, because a lot of expats seeking out their dental work here in the Philippines is starting to drive the cost of some of the procedures up. And so that's not a healthy thing either, So it's a healthy thing to get the teeth fixed. Especially if you need a root canal, or if you need a bridge or something like that done. But the price is starting to go up a little bit in terms of costs. And so you kind of have to prepare yourself for that. basic dental work is inexpensive. You know, when you go in for teeth cleaning and you go in to have a few fillings, but you have to be careful because there are a few videos out there that are talking about how, you know, especially if you go in the information channel with Steve, you know, he starts talking about how he went to one dentist and they said he had 8 cavities that need to be repaired. Then he went to the next dentist and the dentist said, you don't have any cavities that need to be repaired. Yeah, because I could believe that happened because they're going to look for any way in order to make money, in order to stay in business. I mean, dentistry, and I mean, it's highly monetized in the United States, and you know, I've oftentimes said that's my shtick, that the Philippines is importing Western culture, and if they continue to import Western culture, then everything will be monetized. I think Nomadic Hippie is on the way over here shortly. Nomadic's been talking about a vacation in Cebu at a resort. I don't know if that's in Mactan or not, and I think it's supposed to happen this month. Yeah, you'll be able to cut a deal for dental. They've got good dental work here. They've got good options here. Is what I meant to say. You have to do your homework, and so as these medical tourism sites start popping up, and they start setting up recommendations for where you should get treatment for certain things, I think it's a good idea to pay attention to those things. There's Mel in the house saying, "How are you, Robert?" and Dodger Blue. Leonard, the ticket is what they cost in the U.S., isn't it? By the way, they're building a 7-Eleven here in town. And it's going to be, everybody's excited about it. I am. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. It looks like a fairly decent sized 7-Eleven also. So things are changing here in Bye Bye City Leyte, Philippines. Oh, yeah. I think I'll be doing them on Saturday a little bit more frequently as we get some of the work here done around the house. Once things are, you know, back to, you know, all completed and stuff, and there's not so much noise and stuff going on, and I can concentrate. You know, most of the time they're dragging me saying, how do you want this done? How do you want that done? Blah, 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 blah. So that's AC, air conditioning, and let's see, the septic system is in, the outdoor bathroom is in finishing stages. It sounds like they're putting the roof over the top of the structure now, and the outdoor kitchen. It looks really, really nice. These guys did a really good job. I have a very good mason working on this, and a very good support crew, labor. Oh, you're welcome, Mel. We had a good time yesterday. Yeah, I want to do that again. That was just way too fun. Way too much fun. Oh, good. I think I'm going to check this out too, Larry. So that's called Turquoise Sunsets. We will also check out the Turquoise Sunsets. And by the way, hey, Larry, you had mentioned something about let's see, Beekeeper in Paradise, right? And so I was driving around town. So I was with Coach Mavs, and we were driving around town, and we know his house. I didn't see him, you know, but I see the house that he lives in. Very, very nice home. Yeah. I hope we get to run into the Beekeeper in Paradise. If you guys haven't checked out Beekeeper in Paradise, that is a YouTube channel where the guy and his wife and family just moved to the Philippines. They're living here in Bye Bye City, and man, his YouTube channel just took took off like a rocket ship. I guess I'm just too boring, you know. BB Coys is in the house. BB Coys TV. Don't forget to go over to BB Coy's channel and subscribe. One of my big time supporters right from the very beginning. Let's see. Robert says, okay, you'll be in the BG. Yeah, that's right. It's in Cebu and Manila. And so I was starting to look at before the live stream, I was looking around because I'd seen a story. It was just sort of a blurb that talked about Manila and Cebu as having the best health care. And then they actually named 4 or 5 or 6 different hospitals for which to seek it out. And so, of course, St. Luke's was on the list, and so was the hospital in Cebu. But Chunghwa Hospital, the one that Chris talks about occasionally. And there are a whole bunch of different options. But yes, you can certainly obtain healthcare, great healthcare, here in the Philippines. But it's been pointed out numerous times, and that's the point of this discussion. You know, it's if you have the money in order to participate in it. So, would I recommend that somebody come travel over here with healthcare issues if they don't have the money in order to address them? And that the answer is going to be no. I hope I've been clear about that, and I haven't been too confusing. You know, the whole discussion started out because I was talking about a YouTuber who said, you know, something about how an expat probably should have stayed home and not traveled to the Philippines because, he couldn't be saved here no matter how much money he had. And then my point was, well, if it doesn't matter how much money you have, then and you had plenty of it, then it doesn't matter where you die. It doesn't matter where you're overcome by that particular illness, whether it's here in the Philippines or whether it's anywhere else in the world. See, that was the whole point of my bringing it up. See, it would not keep me personally, and apparently did not keep this person that vlogger was referring to from traveling. You know, in other words, and if you had $1 million, you also have a million more options, right? And that would be, if the Philippines couldn't help you, then you could travel to Thailand and maybe they could help you there. If you already went to the best hospitals in the entire region, then most likely no one was going to be able to help you. And so health in that person's case would not have been a reason for not coming here, no matter how much money you had. Are you following what I'm saying? Or am I still not clear about it? Larice, virtual hug. I haven't seen What the F Mike in this stream lately. I wonder if he's really, really busy with the farm. The family farm, which really isn't a family farm. It's more like an industrial, huge acreage raising beef. I guess Mike raises beef. Yummy. That's something we need folks to do here in the Philippines, to start raising more beef. You know, it's nothing wrong with the Australian beef that comes here, but I don't know a reason why, other than the lack of flat land, that people can't raise beef, cattle here in the Philippines. You see carabao all over the place. That's kind of like a cow, ain't it? Let's see if there are any more comments for Dan to read, and then if not, we'll go ahead and, hey, happy birthday. Larry, you should do a live stream. You should do a birthday live stream today. Fire your computer up. Okay, Dodger Blue is saying hi to Melanie. Oh, that's nice. You have such a beautiful baby, Des. Such a beautiful baby boy. Hey, good morning, Filipina Raquel. Thank you for the thumbs up and thank you for sharing always. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. How do you like my tie? Yeah. I decided that I would be a little bit classier today and I would wear the tie. Just to also to see if I could still tie a tie, which I did successfully. So Dodger Blue says hi, beautiful Raquel. And Filipina Raquel sends her best to Des. Dodger Blue. Des says hey. Oh, sure, of course, always. Yeah, every now and again, right? I'll sit there and I will send out a few ducats to people just to share my blessings also with everybody. I recommend you do that. It's amazing what ends up happening when you share with other people. Glad your baby's doing fine. Ate Mini is watching the construction crew now. She was telling me that everybody showed up at the same time. The plumber, the electrician, and the construction workers trying to wrap up the project so I could get that big hole that I have in the ground in the front of my house all taken care of. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, we don't want those showing, so you probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that I put Band-Aids over the top of the nipples. No. I'm just kidding. And you probably weren't talking about me anyway. So Larry just shared with us that it's his birthday today. So he should do a birthday live stream. What do you guys think? Encourage him to do a birthday live stream. So Filipina Raquel, I have formulated a plan for visiting you next time. I know which way to head out once I leave Manila, so I could do the swoop around to visit you, and then Daisy Lynn Castro the next time we're in the area. I'm not sure if that'll happen by the end of the year, but it'll happen soon. Dodger Blue says, Larry, does the VA help you with your dental work? We live close to Mexico, so that's where I go. Oh, so there you go. Dental tourism is big in south of the border. So a lot of people that live in Southern California, they head down to the border, and they sometimes they have tours too, where you can, they set it up so you can go on the bus tour, and then you go down into Mexico. Mostly the border areas, and you see the dentist and then come back. There's Dodger Blue send my deepest condolences to your friend. Thank you for that, Melanie. Sheila Reese is still with us, which I appreciate. Okay, he'd been in the hospital for a long time. So that doesn't sound good, Dodger Blue. Randall's here. Oh, well, you make sure, Randall, you let us know when you're coming, too. So we can meet and greet. I'm looking forward to meeting you and your wife. Randall's in the house, guys. Hey, Randall, Mel was over here at the house, Mel and Des, yesterday. We had a good old time singing, and what's the other line to the song? Yes. His name is Brent. Oh, yeah, okay. No wonder I couldn't remember the guy. Oh, you're talking about Beekeeper in Paradise, Larry. Yeah. He's a friendly-looking fellow. He comes across as, he has a good YouTube presence. So, Filipina Raquel says hi, Randall. The exercise program, you're up to 230 pounds or down to 230 pounds. What's the deal, Dodger Blue? What's the deal? Larry says hi, Randall. Randall, you have a fan club. And Filipina Raquel says sends her best to BB Coys. Oh, am I that high? I couldn't have done it without the folks in the stream. I could tell you that right now. Minnie's here. Minnie, come by and say hi.
Who's there?
Everybody.
Hello, guys.
There's Minnie.
Good morning.
Here you go. Here you go. You got it. Wait. Let me.
I couldn't see
there you
my
go,
face.
on
My
your
face
toe.
ugly in here.
On your toes. She had to get on her tippy toes from where my camera is. Yeah.
It's too high, or your camera?
Yeah. I'm trying to hide all the junk in the
There's
background.
no from Sacramento in there.
No,
No friends in there. No watching there.
Then maybe they're watching, but they haven't chimed in to say hello.
No. Okay.
Yeah. How's everything outside?
It's busy. Hey, the plumber, this one is waiting for you when you're done because we have to talk to
But I thought we had to buy some material. Where's Joe?
Yeah, he's buying already, but we need to wait for deliver. But the guy.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
Waiting to you.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Jay is waiting to you when you're done because that's a question important.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what he's going to ask. I think.
He's waiting for you too.
Okay, I'll be coming out there. Where's Joe? All right, you guys. Looks like I'm being called out I'm being summoned because I got all the construction, plumber and electrician here, and they're waiting for instructions from me. They want to hear what my plan is, so I'm gonna have to head out. Oh yeah, it's harvesting time, so that's probably what is going on with some of the farmers. Peter Barberio wishing you a happy day. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking like a regular, sophisticated business guy, I guess. Oh, okay. Your grand live stream coming this September 23rd for a giveaway, cash and rice. Very good, Filipina. And Randall, Sammy sends her best. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna call it a live. I got to run out here. I could see everybody at the door staring at me and wanting to know what they're supposed to be doing next. I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. Yeah. Okay, tomorrow you're going to do your join Larry tomorrow. Larry Lee for his live stream. Birthday live stream, even though his birthday is today. We wish you a happy birthday. I'm wondering, is my mic, my directional mic, is picking up the sound of the construction work in the background? Oh, that's the carpenter working on one of the cabinet drawers. We also have a cabinet drawer that needed to be repaired. Ay, there's so much work going on that has to be done. All right, everyone. Thanks for putting up with me today. Be sure to be sure to let me know through the comment section or any other way you can get a hold of me what kind of topics that you'd like me to run over. Before I go, I just want to let you know. So, Jeff, the gentleman, the expat that Coach Mavs interviewed about 9 months ago about the cost of living in Bye Bye City Leyte, he allowed for a follow-up interview from me. And so I'll be posting that video within the next 2 days or so, or 3 days or so. Be on the lookout for that video. That's myself and Coach Mavs and expat Jeff, who we do a follow-up interview, ask him a few more questions about what the impact has been of inflation on the cost of living here in Bye Bye City Leyte. And so I hope you guys look out for that video and let me know if you have any other topics that you would like to discuss. Oh, okay. So you're doing great, Dodger Blue, on the weight loss. Congratulations. So that means you're down to 230 pounds, which is getting close to Dan weight. So it won't be long, man. You'll be down to 202 pounds. That's where I'm at right now. Thanks for coming to the live, Randall. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you when you get over here. Larry, lead us out. Larry, lead us out of the live with your famous tagline. Here we go. Here it is. Lazy Larry's tagline. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Take care, and don't forget to join Larry's live birthday stream tomorrow. Is that going to be your first one? Is that going to be your first live? So if it is, you guys don't want to miss it. Tomorrow morning, I believe, 7 a.m. You're welcome. Absolutely welcome. We're going to do it again. Sammy, thank you. Thank you for joining. Thanks to both of your channels for joining. Or three of your channels for joining. And Larry, I'm going to do my best to be in that live tomorrow with you. Next time, we'll set up the panel so that you folks can come up and share your thoughts with me about what you think about all the garbage that I've spewed in past live streams. All right, everyone, take care. We'll see you next time. Next week, same time, same station. Don't be late. I'll try not to be late. Bye-bye.